My mother was the Queen for a very long time. And although you kind of know that this might happen, you don't really think about it very much.
I think my mother did exactly the right thing. I think it's absolutely extraordinary.
The British monarchy never ceases to surprise. According to the late Queen's still private will, Princess Anne could be set to receive a remarkable inheritance that may reshape the monarchy as we know it. This revelation, though not yet confirmed, has sparked curiosity and speculations about its potential impact on the royal family's future. Did the Queen not trust her brothers enough to let them rule? What information has been revealed? Join us as we discuss the details in the Queen's will and how it shapes the royal family. The Queen's last will. The passing of Queen Elizabeth II was shocking news, not only to the royal family and the citizens of the United Kingdom, but to the whole world at large. The former Queen was a monarch who had ruled the United Kingdom for 70 years, and had done so loving and serving not only her family, but her country as well. Even though the Queen was well advanced in age, her death was still a blow to the country. But no other group of people would have been more affected by the Queen's passing than her own family. Suffering from a form of bone marrow cancer, the late Queen held on to life and time with her family for as long as she could. She was often seen attending social, humanitarian events, making visits to several countries and meeting with world leaders. Although she had assigned duties to the members of the royal family, she didn't take her hands off the reins of leadership of the country. In her enormous ways, she proved why she was the longest surviving monarch. But time and age spares no one, not even the beloved Queen of the United Kingdom. Even though her mind was still as sharp as a knife, her 96-year-old body begged to differ. It was not a surprise that she became more susceptible to her illness. However, in the medical records released the week after her death, the cause of death listed was old age, and that is quite understandable. Her passing was definitely not a surprise to anyone, even the Queen herself. Queen Elizabeth II is survived by her children, grandchildren, and even great-grandchildren, who are all now enduring the loss of someone dear to their hearts. Having expected her long life to come to an end, the Queen did what was expected of anyone with title, estate, and a lot of money to do: write a will. The Queen had ensured that in her ailing body, but sound mind, she wrote a will detailing what should be done upon her death. These instructions included the successor of some of the Queen's properties, titles, and even personal items like jewelry. All of this was in an effort to foster peace and harmony, even in the face of a big loss the family was facing. In the will, the Queen also assigned members of the royal family to different roles and responsibilities, some going higher in rank and others becoming relegated and relieved of most of their royal duties. But who gets the throne? Who is the new ruler of the United Kingdom? The Queen is dead. Who's next? Now that the reigning monarch is dead, somebody else has to take up the role of king or queen, and this is where the laws of succession come into play. The first rule in the laws of succession is that the oldest child is first. The oldest child of the king or queen is the first person to be in line for the throne. If the king has a son, his son would be first, and if the queen has a daughter, her daughter would be first. The second rule states that after the first person, the second oldest child is next in line. This continues for all children in the family. The oldest child of the king or queen will be king or queen first, and then their brothers or sisters will follow in line. But things have changed a bit, because a long time ago, sons were always put first, even if the daughter was older. But now the rules are the same for both boys and girls. Sons and daughters are both counted equally. So, if a daughter is born before her brother, she will still be ahead of him in line. In the case of Princess Charlotte, the daughter of Prince William is ahead of her younger brother, Prince Louis, in the line of succession because she was born first. The third rule is applied if the king or queen dies. When a king or queen passes away, the next person in line, the one at the top of the list, becomes the new ruler. This happens quickly, and the coronation happens to make them the official king or queen. The fourth rule applies if the next king or queen is a child or is considered too young to be king or queen. Then someone has to take care of things for them until they are old enough. This person is called a regent. The regent helps rule for the young king or queen until they are old enough to make decisions themselves. Rule number 5 addresses the royal family's marriages. In the event that the prince or princess wants to marry, they need permission from the king or queen first. If they don't ask for permission, their children won't be in the line of succession anymore. A long time ago, the rule was that no one who was a Roman Catholic could become king or queen. But now, this rule is a little different. The king or queen can't marry a Roman Catholic, but they themselves don't have to be one anymore. There is also a strict no foreigners rule. The king or queen must be a British citizen, so a foreign ruler cannot suddenly take the throne. Why is Princess Anne a good fit for the throne? What makes her so special? Princess Anne should be queen, not Princess Royal. Princess Anne has long been regarded as one of the most hard-working and dedicated members of the British royal family. Her track record speaks volumes about her suitability to one day take the throne if she were next in line for succession. But what makes Princess Anne so special? Enough to bypass her brothers if allowed. First things first is that she has dedicated her life to serving the royal family and her country. Princess Anne has spent her entire life serving the British monarchy with a level of commitment and professionalism that has earned her the respect of the public, the royal family, and even critics. She's often referred to as the hardest-working royal. Anne has undertaken more than 500 royal engagements every year, without the fanfare or attention that some of her more high-profile family members attract. Princess Anne is known for her stamina, reliability, and unwavering commitment to her duties. Whether it's attending public ceremonies, supporting charitable organizations, or traveling around the world representing the crown, Princess Anne has consistently shown up. This dedication has earned her the title of Princess Royal and solidified her as a figure who truly believes in the role of the monarchy and its duty to the public. As the second child and only daughter of Queen Elizabeth, the second Princess Anne has always been in the royal spotlight. Her responsibilities and engagements have largely been the same as those of her older brothers. Unlike some royals, Anne has never sought to distance herself from royal life or its demands. In fact, she has embraced it, rarely stepping out of the spotlight for personal gain or attention. There is also another reason why Princess Anne would be a natural fit for the throne. It is the deep trust her mother, Queen Elizabeth II, placed in her. Throughout her reign, the Queen consistently relied on Anne for a wide variety of official duties and roles. In the years leading up to Queen Elizabeth II's passing, Anne often represented her mother at official events when the Queen's health started to decline. This shows not only the Queen's trust in her daughter's judgment, but also her recognition of Anne's ability to step in when needed, an essential trait for any monarch. Even though Queen Elizabeth II was respected for her grace and duty, Princess Anne is known for her no-nonsense approach to her role. Her blunt and down-to-earth nature has made her well-liked and respected by the public, even when she may not have always been the most media-friendly member of the royal family. Her ability to balance tradition with a modern approach makes her someone who could take the monarchy into the next generation without losing sight of its core values. Unlike some royals, Princess Anne doesn't shy away from the public eye. She has a strong, unshakable presence and has become a beloved figure for her straightforwardness and sincerity. While she is not as flashy as some other royals, Anne is deeply respected by the public for her humility, hard work, and commitment. What sets Princess Anne apart is her ability to be both deeply royal and relatable. She's the epitome of royal duty, but she's also seen as approachable. Her no-nonsense attitude resonates with a public that is sometimes wary of royal privilege or entitlement. She knows how to engage with ordinary people without losing sight of her royal role, a balance that many royals struggle to achieve. Anne has been involved with over 200 charities and organizations, including her long-term work with Save the Children, which she has supported for over 40 years. Her charitable work is a clear indication of her commitment to making a positive impact on the world. Her ability to balance charity work with her royal duties is an example of leadership in action, something that would be invaluable as Queen. What is Queen Elizabeth's plan for the future she won't be a part of? What was in the Queen's will? The content of Queen Elizabeth II's will has been kept a secret according to royal rules. However, it will be available for public perusal 20 years after the Queen's death. But that doesn't mean the general public is totally in the dark as to the inheritance left behind by the Queen for her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. According to the Queen's will, she left her family with wealth, status, and the weight of responsibilities that come with being an active member of the British royal family. One of such inheritance is the Windsor Castle bequeathed to the incoming monarch Prince Charles. Balmoral, on the other hand, the Queen left in the care of the several family members as a way to bring them all together, since the Scottish retreat served as a safe haven for her to spend time with her family. Sandringham was given to Princess Anne as her inheritance. The Queen understood that the property had a special place in her daughter's life, and it was a personal move. Let's just say not everyone was exactly happy about this change in ownership, especially Prince Andrew. To the Princess Royal, the Queen's trusted advisor and probably favorite child, Princess Anne, she entrusted the execution of her will. As the major military figure in the family and seemingly most responsible and trusted of the Queen's children, Princess Anne was entrusted with the task of ensuring that the Queen's wishes were adhered to. This involved making sure that the children get the estates bequeathed to them and that the grandchildren's trust funds are secure. But more than that, she is also involved in the effort to bring the royal customs up to date with modern society as the Queen requested. What did the Queen's successor get as his inheritance and new duty? The Queen addresses Prince Charles III. To Prince Charles, the incoming king, Queen Elizabeth bequeathed Sandringham, but as an inheritance, but as a test of his leadership skills. The Queen's will, as read by Princess Anne, stated that the Sandringham Palace be used as a medium to connect the royal family with the people of the country in the years to come, and to bring royal customs up to the date with modern society. The estate will now hold more public events to connect the people and the ruling monarchy, and this instruction from the Queen will ensure it. This is alongside his new role as the ruling monarch of the country. What will Prince William and Kate Middleton be doing in the meantime? The Queen assigns new roles to Prince William and Kate Middleton. To Kate Middleton, Queen Elizabeth gave her favorite and prized possession, the Vladimir tiara, which happens to be one of her most famous pieces. This showed that the Queen approved of Kate and the possibility of her becoming Queen Consort. The gift of the tiara, as well as other jewelry, also ushered in a new era for Kate Middleton. Kate is also assigned the job of protecting the family's culture and historical legacy. To this effect, Kate is responsible for organizing some parts of the royal archives and directing the restoration of some items in the family's large collection. The duo were also in charge of bringing some royal customs up to date and getting more involved with the public. The couple were no doubt given the financial aid and status to back this huge responsibility as future leaders of the monarchy. The Queen also gave to Prince William Windsor Castle, but not as a historical asset. Instead, it is a sign of the security and continuity of the monarchy. The Queen also praised Kate for her impact and growing power in the royal family, and gifted her gold items from her collection, which showed how much she trusted her to carry on the royal family's customs. To Princess Charlotte, the Queen gave other jewels that were carefully picked for their emotional value. This way, the royal family's legacy was sure to live on in the younger generation. To Prince Harry, the Queen left a sword that belonged to King George VI. Even though he was no longer performing any royal duties, the Queen acknowledged him as a part of the family. For Harry and Meghan Markle's children, Archie and Lilibet, to not be left out of the family's legacy, even though their parents had left the royal family to be on their own. Prince Andrew, on the other hand, was not mentioned as many times as other members of the royal family. He was definitely recognized as a royal by name, but not by responsibility, and that was very obvious to everyone. Prince Andrews has had long-standing scandalous issues with the media and the country's legal system. It seems pretty evident that the Queen would assign royal duties to members of the family with cleaner track records than the prince. The new generation of royals are not left out of the Queen's will. Letter to the grandchildren. Instead of money, the Queen writes personal letters to Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, giving advice she gained from years of service. For Prince George, the Queen emphasized the need for balance. This is in order to keep the crown's honor and learn about the world outside the palace. To Charlotte, the Queen tells how important it is to be strong and kind. She encourages her to take on the new tasks of her job and still uphold the traditions her ancestors have left behind. To Prince Louis, the Queen recognized how it would be easier to find his path in life, as he would not be bothered by the weight of succession. She encourages him to follow his heart, doing what is right and in line with royal tradition. The Queen also set aside a fund apart from the family's wealth. This money was specifically for the education of the younger generation of royals. The Queen had also emphasized the need for children to be equipped with necessary skills, especially in a world that is always changing, and the certainty of anything is fleeting. This showed how much time, effort, and thought the Queen had put into securing the future of her grandchildren. What did the Queen wish to see more of? How can her successor achieve this? The Queen's final wishes. In the Queen's final words, she shows a concern for the future of the monarchy should they refuse to grow and evolve with the changing times. She had known for a long time that the monarchy would not last if it didn't grow to fit the needs of today's society. In an effort to bring customs and progress together, the Queen gives orders to start projects that will effectively utilize royal lands to change how the government interacts with its people. One of these projects involved using Sandringham and Windsor Castle to be made public more often for educational and cultural events. However, Prince Charles thought this project would make the monarchy exposed to the public and less mysterious. Prince William, on the other hand, was on board seeing these projects as a way to keep the monarchy relevant in the society. Prince Andrew's opinion on the matter could not have held much weight, seeing as he was one of the least persons mentioned in the will. It was made clear by the Queen that he would not be taking on his public duties again, although forgiven of his past mistakes. Will the Queen's wishes be respected and adhered to? Would the royal family leave the days of disputes behind and embrace a future of love and teamwork? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You'll enjoy it.